And you didn't see 210? You didn't see any of the fights at 210?
Not start to finish, no.
You know, it's funny. I was watching it with a friend of mine, and we watched. The biggest controversy, of course, was Gegard Mousasi and Chris Weidman. Chris won. Matt, you were there. Chris won the first round of that fight, I thought.
We talking about it now?
I think we should for a minute, because you know the controversy. It's a big mess. I mean, these are the type of things that happen with these new rules and with no replay. And
you're not supposed to have a replay
in New York. You're
not supposed to.
Right.
So this is my problem. First of all, it was such an exciting fight. It was an exciting fight. Did you see it, Rose?
I didn't see it, no. But I saw like some little highlight of it.
Do you know about the controversy?
Exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. First round was really all Chris. I mean, Chris took him down lot. He was looking
pretty
great.
effortlessly.
Second round, Gegard was coming out strong in the beginning.
Was Chris tired in that round? He looked like he might be a little tired or no?
Now, Chris, I mean, I don't know how Gegard was, but I think he was looking. Who knows? Look, Chris was good.
Okay,
Chris was good as far as he could fight 5 rounds easily, but so then it started off a little with a little flurry where it looked like Chris. Oh man, Gegard's on him. He survived that. Got him down again and ended up passing his guard where before the butterfly guard was giving a little bit of trouble for Chris. Gegard's really well rounded. And nothing but respect for Gegard
awesome.
Mousasi. I enjoyed him. His fights, I'm a fan of his fighting, and even a bigger fan now. And he's a classy guy, and I really I like the guy. But so then what a round. Chris ended up mounting him, taking his back to mount. It got back up, and he ended up in the position where he's on all fours. I might have been off of he went to do a takedown. I'm not sure exactly how he got there. Again, I didn't see the fight again. I just seen it.
You watched it that once
from the corner. So he had him under the armpits, Rose, like you see when he's on all fours. So it's a shitty position in a sense where he's on all fours. Now, nobody likes people that play the game of the hand up, hand down, that type of thing.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, you can't go side to side because the guy's got you in that position. You don't want to go forward. The guy's going to end up dominating you. I was talking about this too with Dominic Cruz, and we were talking about exactly what we're saying now. So, I mean, it's hard to back out. So you might be stuck there for a second. You know what I mean?
So you got to collect yourself, keep your hands down just so you're not getting kneed in the face.
A couple of knees got fired off and hit him. Now, whether they were legal, illegal, when you go to the videotape, I don't give a shit. What I give a shit about is the ref stops it right there. Now, he made the call. Big Dan.
Dan Miragliotta.
Miragliotta. Tough name to say.
Yeah, tough. We'll call him Big Dan. Yeah. Hey, listen, and again, I know toughest job out there, referee, yada yada. I understand, but somebody's got to be held accountable.
That's right.
He fucked up, he fucked up huge because he stopped it. Now, if that's your call that it's illegal, if Chris says to say he can't continue, they stopped it. If they stopped it, what happens from there when it's an illegal strike? Because now you can't change your mind that it's a legal strike. Because if it's a legal strike, wave it off right there.
Sense, now I think
Wait,
about it,
you're giving them 5 minutes to recover. Why? If it's a legal strike, you're not giving them 5 minutes to recover. So when Chris later on is even talking to Joe Rogan because they ended up stopping it, I'm right there the whole time. Dan's like, "Oh, you got 5 minutes. How much time has he got? Oh, he's got 3 minutes left." So and I talked about this through text with Dana, and then when I saw Dana too, it's like it's one of those things. Well, if he would have continued right away or this and that, the guy's encouraging him. Sit down. You got 5 minutes.
Chris is kind of just doing what the ref is telling him to do.
He feels like he's been wronged. He did get his bell rung. He's got hit in the head. If he never stepped in to begin with, and Mousasi ended up finishing him off, great. Would he have? Man, that is very unclear. Chris could have weathered that. There's fights where guys were way worse trouble than that came back and won. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where either you're stopping it right there because that shit's an illegal. No, you either giving him the 5 or whatever because it's an illegal strike, or else if it's not an illegal strike, the guy doesn't get fucking 5 minutes. Don't even step in. Let's see what happens. It's not like he got kneed and just fucking dropped. He got kneed. Dan jumps in. Oh, that's an illegal strike. Then Chris is taking his time. So then they decide where they're giving him tests and this and that. And they're like, oh, well, all right. Now
did they say he didn't pass the test? Because I remember they were saying the doctors were in there, they're testing Chris, or they're talking to him, and then they made a decision.
Yeah. So then Chris never said he can't fight.
Right.
But they're doing those tests and this and that. So then once they called it, Chris was obviously livid. That, and Chris is arguing, man, that was an illegal strike. So then when Joe puts it up when they put it up on the thing, and Joe's showing, no, it's not. It looked legal. It's not fair. It's first of all, and I'm not blaming Joe because he's saying what he's looking at. I don't give a shit what the thing. Even and we're talking about a half a second. If the hand's down, that's hands up when he's kneeing him. The ref made the call.
Sure.
Once that ref makes that call, it's an illegal strike. They stop the fight because of it. All right, what happens after that?
Right.
So Chris should have it then, I guess, because it's an illegal. No, now it's not an illegal strike. Then they never should have stopped it. This is my problem with it.
Yeah, there's two different things going on.
Well, didn't the commission,
so it's a clusterfuck and a half.
The doctor stopped it, I think, and there was nothing that the ref or anybody could have done about it. Once the doctor and Rose and I spoke briefly before. My opinion is, with thousands of people watching, they were embarrassed about making the wrong decision. And
no,
just
who's
stopped
they?
the fight.
No, it's Dan.
The doctors.
Dan.
Didn't the doctor stop it or no?
At the end of the day, he said it's a TKO, and Dan, I believe he flipped and said it was illegal. After talking to John McCarthy, after looking at the tape, you're not allowed in Buffalo, New York. You're not allowed to look at that instant replay and say, "Oh, you know what? I was wrong. You're wrong. Fucking eat it. You eat it. You fucking eat it, bro, because you made the mistake. Now my guy's suffering because of your bad call."
Well, now Uriah's even saying, and again, Uriah, he's the one that sent it out, that it looks like now it really actually was an illegal strike.
Yeah, but I mean,
it looks like the ref made the right call the first time.
Now, and even if but the fact of the matter is, he made that call. Right. Stand by it.
Agreed.
Big John McCarthy made a couple of rough calls. Like, I mean, he's great. He's great, Big John McCarthy. I remember with Matt Lindland versus Murillo Bustamante, he stopped the arm lock. Murillo had him in an arm lock. He broke the grip, got it straight, and John McCarthy jumped in, and Matt Lindland was like, I didn't tap, and Big John stood them up, put him in the quarter, and Bustamante, and it was totally horrible. Because Bustamante actually had to get him again to submission. Actually, he had to submit him twice.
Oh, Big John.
But Big John's like, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. But he had to eat it. It was his bad. But Murillo did get fucked with that situation. Thank God he ended up winning the fight. But my point is, you make that decision as that referee. You can't flip because it's an unpopular opinion. Or there's some, it's a legal strike. Oh, I fucked up. It's a legal strike. Sorry, you lose. No, man.
Should have put him back in the
It's wrong.
position. What do you think happens? Is there an appeal and it just becomes a no contest?
I don't know. But I'm not even a sore losing type of dude.
They definitely should run it back again. They should do a rematch,
I think they will.
That's exactly what I think should happen. Yeah. And first of all, why not? It was an exciting-ass fight. And I can't be clear enough that because I even seen some comments where people like, Sarah was an asshole. I saw it on one of the forums.
That's not what I meant.
Sarah, no, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I know, Jimmy. Why would you? And because that we weren't cool to the other corner, I shook Mousasi's hand right away. Obviously, we're disappointed with how shit goes down. But man, I have nothing but respect. I seen those guys later on downstairs by the bar. Mousasi and his whole camp, I got nothing but respect for. And there's, it's not his bad. I mean, that guy's they're locked in a cage. They got to fight. I don't give a fuck if it was if you fire off a knee like that. You're in the midst of battle. I hold nothing against that guy.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
He's an awesome guy.
Always protect yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the ref fucked up. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me because now my guy is, now I mean you got a guy, and this is my personal opinion that I feel could be a 2-division champion. I feel he could. That's how much I hold how high in regard I hold this guy's skills. He's really
Chris or Gegard?
Chris Weidman.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Gegard's, listen, you can make it. Gegard's awesome too, But I'm talking about like my guy right now. I feel Chris is that fucking good. So for him to have 3 losses in a row is just it's really mind blowing.
And he's only kind of fought poorly in one fight against Luke Rockhold. I mean, he was winning against. Fucking Romero,
yeah.
And then he catches that knee on a bad shoot,
and then he was winning again last night.
Yeah, although I think
last night, 2 nights.
Mousasi looked good in the second round, but in that first round, Chris dominated him really, really. Surprised. I was surprised.
He looked good listen, he looked good all around. I'm not attacking the guy.
Yeah.
That round, he started off like a beast, and then Chris got him down, mounted him. I mean, he survived. Hey, listen, to survive that, Vita Belfort got mounted by Chris, and just it's a wrap. You know what I mean?
Right.
He got mounted. I mean,
God, yeah.
Mousasi is listen, the guy's a warrior. We talk about those guys that just have that, they don't have that off button where you have to really put him out. Like that guy, Chris had him in bad positions. You got to literally put that guy unconscious. You know what I mean? Like this guy's like other guys, you get him in a bad position, they might say, hey, all right, I tried. And say fucking tap out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, so I can't say enough about Mousasi. It's more of, and again, Big Dan, I know you got a rough job, but you got to stick to you got to man up and stick to your decision.
Right.
Because
Dan
you can't
flip-flop.
out
of the big ball guy,
the
right?
big guy from,
he made bad call and Well, no, I shouldn't say bad call, but because it ended up being just a confusing, confusing stop it or like communication with when Pat fought Cked Congo because as he was hitting Cked Congo, he was like kind of coming out or he was falling out.
Yeah,
he like grazed over his back like to go and pull him off of him, but then he let go at the last second.
Did he touch him?
Yeah, he touched him. If you go back and watch it, like Dan Margoliata goes over his back, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden, but then he's like, oh wait, no, Cked Congo's getting back up, and then he hits him, and then it's like, and now if you would go back and change that, then you would not have the greatest comeback of all time. But he did like.
Did Pat win that fight?
No, he ended up getting knocked out. Like he was knocking Cked Congo out, and then as he was doing that, as he was like, it was kind of like in the process. Dan goes to like to stop it, but then he kind of backs off.
Pat felt him touch him.
That's what I think. Yeah,